My name is Peggy LaPointe, and this is Talking Trash, a Green Tips podcast, a chance for me to dive into the world of environmental issues by talking to people in business, government, and nonprofits, folks knee-deep in the field of sustainability. Episode 61 features Cameron Starr, Senior Customer Service Strategy Manager with Energy Trust of Oregon. Now that our order to stay home is in place, and even, the weeks up to it, my husband's been working at home. This is his second week. Our kids are home from school. Life, as we know it right now, is different, and we're spending a lot of time indoors. And, people are concerned about their energy use. They're concerned about how maybe they can save money, what they can do. I want to dive into that in our conversation. But first, let's start off with what is and who is Energy Trust of Oregon?
So Energy Trust is an independent nonprofit, and we help the ratepayers of Portland General Electric, Pacific Power, Northwest Natural Gas, Cascade Natural Gas, and Avista save money on their utility bill. And we serve residential customers, business customers, industrial throughout the state within those 5 utilities I mentioned. So we're here to help customers save energy, especially in this time, as you mentioned, Peggy, with more folks being at home. There are things that customers can do to save energy that don't require really any investment on their part. It could be a behavioral change of turning off the lights, reducing the heating system at night, so on and so forth. So I appreciate you taking the time with us to talk through those items.
Yeah, I think this is on a lot of people's minds. Like I said, we're inside, especially as we speak this week with the rain about to start. We're not spending as much time outdoors. We're certainly cooking a lot more. And we're taking more showers. We're washing our hands a lot. So let's start with the top. Let's start with our heating. We've got a couple of weeks where lots of people we've got our heat on. What are some things to think about as far as our heating system? Because this can be the single biggest energy expense in someone's home. So what are some things that you work with residential customers? Let's focus on residential customers to help reduce costs for home heating.
For sure, Peggy. So the heating system in the home is likely one of the single biggest energy expenses. And there are a few things that you can do to prevent sending it into overdrive, if you will, which can increase the amount of energy that it's using. So number one, it's always important to check and clean your air filter. And those can be ordered online. That's an important way to make sure that your furnace fan isn't working harder, which can then increase the amount of energy usage that a home is using. Also, try to lower the heat at night. You can save about 3% on your energy bill for every degree that you lower your thermostat. You could also try lowering it just a few degrees during the day. If the sun's out like it was last week in certain areas throughout the state, throw open the shades and let that sunshine help warm the home. Using a programmable or smart thermostat can help to make those changes for you automatically. And we have incentives and resources to help customers who would like to purchase one of those at a lower cost. We have instant coupons for smart thermostat at energytrust.org/save. And like I said, a customer can order it online as well. If a customer does have a larger family with everyone home from school and work, you could probably get away with turning down the heat or even turning it off due to the extra body heat you have in the house, depending on that household situation.
Right. And I can tell you my 13-year-old's been baking a lot of cookies, and my 17-year-old made a cake from scratch. They got to keep busy somehow. The oven's been on more, so that also helps increase the heat in the house and maybe help lower the thermostat a degree or two. But like you said, all that body heat in there as well. I will post the link to Energy Trust of Oregon on this page with the conversation. So the website is really pretty easily laid out, and people can look at different ways to do that. For different thermostats and stuff, can folks order those online? I mean, we're spending a lot of time at home. Are these projects that folks can do by themselves?
Yes, and in fact, some of the standard thermostats, smart thermostats such as Nest and Ecobee and others have step-by-step instructions online. YouTube is also a great resource for not just installing something, but in general, do-it-yourself tips. So these are generally projects that customers can do, order it, get it in from online store, and then install it themselves for sure.
Yeah, and these are projects that are great to do any time, really, because they do end up saving quite a bit of money. But now that folks are home and looking for things to do sometimes when they're not working and maybe trying to keep themselves occupied, these are good projects to do. There are certainly more showers being taken. There's more hand washing going on. Dishes are being cleaned up because we're all eating, at home and making messes and cleaning up messes. Let's talk about water usage and ways, not only to save energy as far as the hot water heater, but tips for how folks can save water right now.
For sure. So Peggy, you had mentioned more hand washing, obviously very important in this time. Also more laundry, just being home more. So biggest thing you can do is try to take shorter showers, lowering the amount of hot water that you're using, which then in turn increases the amount of or decreases the amount of electricity or gas you're using from your water heating source. Also, when you're doing laundry, use the cold water setting. That can help reduce the amount of hot water you're using and, again, save on the cost of heating that water through your water heater. You can also switch to a efficient WaterSense labeled shower head, which can save about $55 a year in energy and water costs. And, again, on our website, customers can order this free, no cost, an energy saver kit. And it includes a little booklet of instructions of how to install the items, but it includes some LED light bulbs, and it can also include some water-saving devices such as aerators and shower heads to assist customers with that.
Yeah, and I've actually, a few years back, I ordered one of those kits, and they come in handy. The faucet aerators and the shower heads are super easy to install. And these kits are really handy. I wanted to say that when the weather's nice, like all last week, I was hanging my laundry on the line to save energy. Dryer balls are also good to make your dryer move more efficiently. So these are also great ways to save energy, too, as we're doing laundry and washing our hands and doing all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. If you can air dry your clothes, that can help.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then dishwashers. What kind of suggestions do you have for that? I don't have a dishwasher. We actually wash by hand. So we try and, consolidate those projects when the counter is full. But dishwashers, what are the tips for that, for saving water and energy there?
Well, for sure. When doing the dishes, scrape the food off the plate rather than using water to rinse it. You can save some water that way. And again, saving on that hot water. I know when I was growing up, my aunt always said, you can't do dishes, Cameron, with cold water. You need to use hot water. So I know a lot of folks out there are likely still doing that. So just try to scrape the food off the plate rather than using the water to rinse.
Yeah,
saving a little bit.
That's a good tip, regardless of if you hand wash or put them in the dishwasher.
Exactly.
As far as lighting goes, you mentioned that with those kits that Energy Trust of Oregon will mail to your home, LED bulbs are a great way to save electricity.
Yes. In fact, each bulb can save you as much as about $80 over the lifetime of each bulb. And like I said, our Energy Saver Kit includes some of those. So if customers don't have those, they don't need to run to the store. They can go to our website, order a kit if they have a participating utility, and we'll ship it right to their home at no cost.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to a lot of people working from home, they've got their computer set up now at home. And I've done green tips on phantom energy before. And when you say phantom energy, people just sort of look at you and maybe think of a zombie apocalypse. That's not exactly what we're talking about by phantom energy, are we?
No, there's a lot of devices that are plugged into our walls that you may not even realize are using electricity when they apparently are off. And this can be TVs, this can be gaming systems, it can be your computer connected in. And on average, every home has about 40 of those different devices. So the more you have, the more that adds up. And granted, it's a small amount, but everything right now we can do to help lower energy use can also help save on our electric bill right now. So I would recommend if you've got those items and you don't need them during the evening, for instance, like printers, microwaves, humidifiers, cable boxes, you go ahead and unplug them, and that'll ensure that it's not, that the adapter that is associated with it isn't drawing electricity.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the average of 40. Well, when you've got 40 items that are plugged in that are using a little bit of energy, that certainly does add up. And then
For sure.
power down computers as well. If you've got your home computer now at work and you're using it during the day, powering that down completely is a great way to save a little bit of energy too.
Yes, and one tip, I know we're likely charging our phones at home now instead of work, of course, too. So if you're instead of plugging your phone into the wall to charge it, you can plug it into your computer if you've got a USB port. And that way, when you shut down your computer, it's also shutting down charging of your phone if you don't need it at that time. And that can be an easy way of incorporating that kind of in your day-to-day without the need to unplug and replug your phone charger.
Gotcha. Before we move on to another topic, anything else, any other tips for folks on how to save electricity, how to save water, how to cut their costs as, we're in a situation where those types of costs are going to go up naturally?
Well, I do want to say, in general, besides saving energy, if a customer needs assistance in paying their bill or having a payment plan, definitely reach out to your utility. A lot of utilities right now, especially the 5 that we're working with, are setting up payment plans, already have payment plans that are available, are waiving fees, and also providing flexibilities for homeowners. So definitely reach out to your utility if you need assistance because they're willing to help and they're available to help.
Well, I notice you even have a link on your website, energytrustoforg.coronavirus, and I will make that a separate link on this page so folks can find it really easy. But that's a really good point. There's enough stress going on right now just with health, our personal health, but to have to worry about, utilities being shut down is just not something that needs to be added to just all the stress that we're dealing with right now.
For sure. And utilities, Energy Trust, along with our utility partners, are doing everything we can to ensure that the impact to customers is as low as possible. So, for instance, our call centers are working from home. I just recently checked Portland General Electric Pacific Power's website as well, of course, on the gas side, too. So there are customer service reps available to assist. There may be a slightly longer wait for customers as they call in. We're doing our best to get through the calls.
Yeah.
I would also state that you may hear a cat or, a child in the background. Life does go on, and we know that representatives do have that. So we just ask, as much as possible, be patient with us. We're trying to do everything we can to assist customers across the board.
Yeah, this is a tough transition for everybody. And with call centers moving to homes, that's tough to be able to set up. But you guys are all available to help over the phone should there be any problems. And speaking of which, what should people do if there's an emergency? If a water heater breaks or a furnace goes out? Now that we are in a stay-home order, these are problems that, are going to be tough for some folks.
For sure. And so Energy Trust has a few different options. We have a list of contractors on our website through our Find a Contractor tool. We are going to be proactively reaching out to those contractors on our network as well to better understand which businesses are still available to assist customers. We know as many of them are small businesses, this is also hitting the contractors and the contracting community in general pretty hard as it's hitting other businesses too. So we're going to be proactively reaching out to better understand how we can assist those contractors as well. But that list is there for customers to leverage. Also, if a customer is able and feels safe, we do have instant discounts at retailers such as Home Depot and others on our website, where if a customer feels comfortable installing a water heater themselves, for instance, they have access to that with instant discounts at certain retailers. Now, I know that the governor is likely to announce an additional item today about staying at home. So that may change, but those are currently available as long as the store is available as well.
Gotcha. Just transitioning a little bit, again, we talked in the beginning about who and what Energy Trust of Oregon does. Can you just give us, during normal times, shall we say, how Energy Trust of Oregon interacts with residents at home on what kinds of things people seek you out for in a normal situation, in normal times?
Absolutely. So Energy Trust is available to assist customers. For instance, if a customer calls in, they're wanting to do some upgrades to their home and they're wanting to install insulation, we're here to help, and we provide incentives to make that easier to achieve. So for instance, if a customer is doing some insulation or windows in their home or a new water heater, we have financial assistance that's available through our rebates to help with that. But beyond our incentives and rebates, customers also call us occasionally just to better understand what they could do in their home. They don't know where to start, so we're available to assist with that as well.
You help evaluate homes and whether they're, older homes or newer homes, and sort of help people decide where their best bang for their buck goes when they want to make energy upgrades to their home?
Yeah, we have an online home energy review that a customer can take that asks them a few questions, and then it'll provide some recommendations. If a customer needs to know what incentives are available, we have customers that call us every day wanting to know, hey, I'm looking to install this piece of equipment. Is there some financial assistance for it? And then we'll go through what we have available and help navigate the customer.
Yeah, I'm looking at that page right now, and it's like a 10-minute survey or 10-minute questionnaire that you fill out to get going to calculate your home's energy use. And again, this might be a good time to do those calculations and figure out where, when we get back to normal times, if you will, sort of what folks want to tackle as far as their home energy use. Because as you spend more time in your home, and this week we're going to be a little cooler, you're going to notice where, cool drafts are coming in, where maybe you can make some upgrades for folks who want to explore your website. Those are great places to start. There are ways to analyze your home energy, how to improve your home energy, and then of course information on solar as well. Anything that I didn't touch upon before I let you go, Cameron?
Well, I just want to state again, Peggy, the Energy Trust is open for business, and we're working, kind of around the clock to make sure that we're available to assist our customers. The majority of our employees are working from home, and that includes, like I mentioned, our call centers who are still taking calls, still available to assist, and we're also still processing incentives. So we're here to help if a customer has a question. Again, we appreciate any patience if there may be a delay on the phone, or you may hear something in the background, such as a cat meowing, but other than that, we're here to assist. And we, not all of our upgrades require a contractor on the residential side to do the upgrade. So if a customer right now wants to do some insulation upgrades, such as in their attic or crawl space, a new water heater, we've got options available for self-installs for customers that feel comfortable doing so. So that is an option, and that information is on our website as well.
And adding the insulation is great even in the summer, too, to keep your house a little cooler. So I highly recommend that. I do recommend getting online, and if you haven't ordered one of these Energy Trust Energy Saver kits, those are fantastic kits as well, and a great way just to add some energy efficiency to your home, which is, these kits are free, and those things really save a whole lot of money. Thank you so much.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining me, Cameron, and all the best to you.
Thank you so much. You as well, Peggy.
Thank you for joining me for my conversation with Cameron Starr, Senior Customer Service Strategy Manager with Energy Trust of Oregon. If you've missed any of the previous podcasts, you can find them at our website at KINK.FM. Be sure to like and subscribe to Talking Trash, a Green Tips podcast, on iTunes, Google Play, or wherever you're listening. Talking Trash is a podcast series featuring people in business, government, and nonprofits, and sometimes just regular folks in the Portland area and around Oregon who are having an impact in the world of sustainability.